Fantastic. Warm welcome, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys have had a good week so far. Tonight, I just wanted to touch a bit more in detail on effective communication. Now, Carlo was going to do some goal setting tactics with us, but he's still busy driving. So it's just going to be me this week, and then next week we'll tackle some goal setting. So at the convention, I created a couple slides. I just want to share them there. And if I can maybe just mute everybody, we can always open up for questions afterwards. Just going to mute everybody there, and let me just make my setting to mute upon entry. Okay, fantastic. So this is a very important part of the process. I will also share the video of how to generate leads infinitely. That video from Eric War, absolutely incredible. But today we're going to touch a bit more in detail on the communication part. Now, I think many people are making this mistake of sharing too much too quickly. And because there's so much info regarding LifeWave, the timing is essential. Now, there's just this step-by-step recipe. Me and Chris has done a training of, I think, 14 or 15 steps. I'll also post it in the group. I've shortened it a bit because I find if you connect with people properly, you don't really send them much information for them to get excited about it. So the step-by-step recipe, firstly, connect the personal voice note. Going to touch on that again very quickly. And then we basically send the 3-minute LifeWave overview clip. This is an info website. The dog testimony clip, I also like sharing Lindy's mom's testimony and Dr. Harmon's 9-minute clip. And if you do that correctly and you time it right, people will normally come back with a positive interest to actually know more and actually get started. Now, the first thing I want to talk about, let me just get this out open there. You guys can see my screen, is to connect with people properly. Now, for some people, it's very easy to just pick up the phone and start talking to people. For others, not so much. If you fall in that category, what I'd recommend is just phone a couple of your friends up and catch up with them. Some of the people on your phone you haven't spoken to in a long time. And that's very, very important. You can't just send people information, and 90% of people do that without even asking somebody, how's it going? Now, in the first speech that I made in the first convention, I broke it down to 3 simple questions you need to ask a person when you talk to them. Ask them, how's it going? And keep quiet, and they'll tell you. Secondly, ask them, how's their health, or is everybody healthy? And lastly, ask them, how's work going, or how's business going? And depending on the person's situation, there might be an in for you to say, hey, like, it's not a coincidence that I phone you because I think I've got something that can help you. Now, reaching out and catching up, send a message or make a call, simply catch up and ask about their life, family, and interest. And number 2, show a genuine interest. This is very important. Listen actively, show a genuine interest in their response. And then thirdly, find a common ground. Look for shared experiences, hobbies or interests, and build a connection. One thing you must remember in this process, people don't buy products, they buy people. And another thing is people like buying products, but they don't like to be sold. And that for me is also very, very important. Come with a serving mentality, because what we have within LifeWave can completely transform a person's life. Offer support and help if they're going through a challenging time. Offer support or help in any way you can. And then share a personal update or a story to make them feel more connected to you. Keep it casual, keep the initial connection casual, and avoid jumping into business talk. I think this is also where a lot of people fail, because we're so excited about what we have within LifeWave. We just share it too quickly. And immediately, if you share it and it come across as if you're selling something, you lose the person. And that's very, very important. You can go a step further and use social media. and comment and share some of the posts and show some interest in their online activities if people are active online. And a big thing, yeah, meet in person if possible. Meet a person for a coffee or casual a gathering and strengthen the connection. And the biggest thing here is be authentic, be yourself. People will immediately pick up if you're not being authentic. That's very, very important. The last one here, I like that it's number 10. Um, Timing is important. Avoid reaching out to people during the day or in busy periods. Maybe connect with them at night. And this for me is very important. If you struggle to talk to people, just phone 10 friends and catch up with them. Yeah, where they are, yeah, how they're doing. And somewhere along the line, they might ask you what you're doing. Then you can tell them very, very quickly. I'm going to touch on that in a second. And there might be an in for you to actually tell them very quickly what we're doing within LifeWave and maybe pique their interest. By connecting with your friend first, you rebuild and strengthen the relationship, and you establish establish trust and rapport, which is the most important part of this. If you're coming across as if you're selling something, you push people away. If you're coming across as a serving mentality, a very different thing, because then people see you trying to help them. And then in many cases, people will actually pull the trigger. Create a positive and supportive environment, um, increase the likelihood of a positive response to your business opportunity. So if you've done all of this correctly, and you get that moment where they ask you, okay, so what do you do? Then you can tell them. Now, there is a couple ways you can do this. The personal voice note is very, very powerful. The concept surrounding it is actually very basic. You need to have an elevator pitch when somebody asks you what you're doing. And you can go onto ChatGPT or any of the AI models and you can ask it, write me a 45-second introduction to LifeWave without mentioning the product, for example. And it's going to show you like short phrases of how you can introduce this to people. And the biggest thing here is we've got so much information that we want to share. Don't fall in that trap where they ask you what you do and then you talk to them about it for half an hour. The goal is to give them something punchy and then see if there's a positive response, dependent on the situation, of course. So this is a personal voice note that Chris created. I'm just going to read it out quickly. Hey, John. I hope you're having a good day. Listen, just a quick one. I need to share something really exciting with you. In fact, I feel obligated to share it with you. Have you heard of X39 stem cell reactivation patches? It's a new patented technology that wakes up your dormant stem cells. A friend of mine recently told me that about this groundbreaking technology, which is helping people with pain, arthritis, cancer, brain fog, blood pressure, diabetes, migraines. I mean, the list just goes on and on. I'm going to send you a 3-minute clip explaining the science behind this technology, together with a website link. Scroll to the bottom and see many doctors' reviews. Also, you need to check what this product is doing for animals. Absolutely mind-blowing. Please take a few minutes and look at this info I'm sending and let me know once you've watched it. This is literally, this can literally change your life. I've got to run chat soon. And I will share this actual PDF with you. So you've got these links. And that's just an example, a short elevator pitch, and be serious about it. Write it down. If it's something that you struggle with, make sure you have something short and powerful that you can share with people. Now, for me personally, I've been using the patches a long time, and people are starting to hit me up and asking, like, what are you doing? You're looking great. Every time I see you, you look younger. And then I hit them with just my elevator pitch of quickly what it's done for my mom and what it's doing for people. I do it in like a minute and a half. And yeah, 90% of the time, people are like, wow, that sounds incredible. I want more info. And that's what you want to create. Now, on the note of what to send, nothing is set in stone. What I've done this week, for example, a good friend of mine phoned me out of the blue, and he was like, come. I want to know about this. What can you send me? And all I sent him was the thisisatinfo.com website. And then I showed him Lindy's mom's testimony. And I left it there. And I'm not following up with him next week. I'm going to touch base with him again. And then I'll either send him the 3-minute overview clip. Now, you can immediately send them this and immediately send that testimony, gauge the person. Me personally, I'm not really hard up for business. I want to help people. And I found that if you send too much information too quickly, you push them away. Many people do that as well. I mean, there's so many cool things that we can share with people. And if you send people 10 messages, they're not going to look at any one of them. So I love sending this 3-minute overview, and it's professionally done. People will see that this company is not playing games. I love sending the this is at info. That is a standard thing that I do, and I'll vary it. If I know the person's a dog person, I'll, for example, share this is at info with Poplup's testimony. If I know what's wrong with the actual person and I can find a specific testimony for their condition, I'll send this is at info and a testimony for their specific issue. So again, like nothing set in stone, but the biggest mistake people are making is they're sending too much too quickly, or they jump to the business part too quickly. And yeah, people are skeptical, and especially with the results we're getting here, it sounds too good to be true. People really need to experience it for themselves. Another clip that's incredible is this Poplup testimony. If you haven't been sending it to people, you have to. I hope you guys have watched this Dr. Harmon 9-minute clip. I love sending it to people. In some cases, I will just send this is at info and this clip. Absolutely incredible. And this is now the thing. There's a posture that happens when you don't send too much info too quickly. People don't feel like you're trying to get them into something, if it's once a week or once every 2 weeks, dependent on the person. Over time, there's so much that we can send them. One day you're going to send something and it's immediately going to get their attention. I mean, I have a friend I've been sending information to 19 months before he pulled the trigger. And I only did it once a month because, yes, again, I wanted him in, but I didn't want to feel like I'm pushing it on him. And then the biggest thing I want to touch on is follow-up. Now, in the This Is It team website, you can literally click on it. This is at team.com, and the follow-up pro strategy, patch, revisit, and opportunity. Very, very important. One thing I can mention is that people fail in this department. I've got people phoning many people, and because they're not following up, they lose them. They literally lose people. And that is really, really important. How often do you follow up? It depends from person to person. Me personally, I follow up with people once a week, once every 2 weeks. And again, I will ask them, how's it going? We'll have a conversation. And then I'll just drop it in there. Hey, have you maybe watched that information that I sent you? Isn't that video amazing? And that is so, so important. So, guys, I just wanted to go through this very quickly because I want to record something that people are actually going to watch. Let me actually but what I also want to do is, we've got some great leaders on the call here, and I just also want some input. Ingi, you're also a great communicator. What can you add to that? I know nobody can do on the phone what you do. If there's anybody that would like to add something there, please, this is your chance.
That's sweet of you, Wilson. What I would say is attitude, definitely. I didn't start off with attitude. I started off talking to people and wanting them to understand. But that's one thing I think we also need to understand. People will understand at their own pace.
Yeah.
You know? So what I try and do is I keep it natural. I start off with telling my story, and I tell everybody that. People from work, because I'm in real estate. So if I speak to a client who says, look, I've requested more info on this property, but I don't have that budget, then I immediately say, what business are you in? And often they'll say, oh, sales or marketing. And I say, the next question is, Do you look at other ways of making an income? And I've actually found a couple of people like that, not going from the sick angle. But what I find helps me is just to talk naturally.
Yeah.
And before I even start talking, I warn them and I say, listen, you need to know that this has changed my life 100%. So if I sound keen and eager, don't mistake that for me trying to sell it to you. This has had such a ginormous effect in my whole entire life that I can't not tell you about this and I can't not be excited.
I
So that's how I approach
absolutely,
it.
I absolutely love that. It needs to be a natural conversation. And,
Yeah.
you know, Inge, your story is so powerful that I even tell your story. We are obligated to tell the story because it's absolutely incredible. And that's all
Yes,
we're doing here. Stories is what sells us. So on this
yes.
note, I just very quickly want to share a chat that I had with a friend of mine while I was in Durban. And even me talking about this, I also sometimes make mistakes. So I got so excited about sharing with him what I'm doing that at some point he actually said to me, "You're so excited, it sounds like you're selling me on something." And I had a giggle because that was the sign that I went too far. And I'll say that again, you know, like we don't have to share much with people. It's just the timing of how we do that.
I want to share something very quickly, Wilson, if I
Yes,
may.
please.
I signed up somebody and they phoned me up and they said, look, I've got somebody who's very sick and they want more information. Could you talk to them? So I said, yes, sure, I can. And they sent me the person's number and I sent the person a WhatsApp and I said, hi, it's Ingy. So and so is a mutual friend of ours and she's asked me to tell you about the patches. Let me know when you're ready to talk. So I got no response from that. And 2 days, 3 days, 4 days went by and no response. So I thought rather than sending another message, I'm just going to phone. So I actually phoned this person and he answered the phone and he sounded terrible. And I said, hi, it's Ingy. I just wanted to see if you could talk now, but I can hear you're not feeling well, my love. What's wrong? And he started to tell me. And he said, look, I'm feeling so sick now. I can't talk. Can we maybe talk tomorrow? And I said, of course we can. I said, you know, I've been where you are and I can hear that you're in such terrible pain. I'm so sorry. I said, you know, I've got an incredible story where my doctors, and I started talking. Half an hour later, we were still on the phone, and this was from him not wanting to talk at all. But
Yes.
all I did was I sympathized with him, and I said, you know, I know exactly where you're at. And I said, when Wilson phoned me to tell me about the patches, I told him to bugger off because I was so sick and tired of people coming up with all their ways to fix my broken neck that it was driving me mad. So he said, yes, I feel like I said, there you go. So we understand each other. Anyway, so he said, look, send me the info. I'm going to look through it all and I'll let you know what I want to order. So I just thought I'd put that in because he didn't even
Yeah.
want to talk when I phoned him. But just by sympathizing, and on that note, having been somebody who suffered for 45 years with chronic pain, anybody who hasn't been in that situation cannot even begin to understand it. So, any of you who are healthy, if you're talking to people who do have some kind of a chronic illness, please be gentle and loving with them because
Yeah.
that's what we want in that moment that we're feeling so bad, you
Yeah.
know?
That's the most
Anyway, that's
important
it.
thing there, and I absolutely love that. You know, we must always come across as loving and caring. It's the most important thing. And if we don't do that and we start getting into this selling routine, we lose people. I mean, people are so tired of being sold. And that's so, so important. I absolutely love that. Thank you so much, Ingy. So, guys, I've got more leaders on the call here. I don't think Clint can join there. Desiree, how are you doing there, my friend? How about a little bit of input there? You also speaking to a lot of people. I don't know if you can hear me.
I
Um,
can.
you, my friend. How was the weekend?
Hi. Very good, actually. I learned a lot of things this weekend, Wilson, and you
Nice.
talking about all of them. So
Incredible. I
I'll,
love
I'll just I'll just share a bit of what I learned. Okay. I did a roadshow, as you know, and I did 5 presentations, and it was in a sort of a rural-ish area, and it was with other brand partners. And I realized that I've lost the plot. This is a referral business, guys. It's not a social media platform. It's hello, how are you
Yes.
today? The person will tell you.
Yeah.
Because life has got so fast that people don't ask that anymore.
You're absolutely right. Just to add something there, because I want you to elaborate on that. People want to get people into opportunities, and 99% of people just send info without asking people, how's it going? And
this is what I'm saying. It's a referral business.
Like, go back to basics, everyone.
The other thing I found is don't send out a WhatsApp invitation. They don't feel personalized.
Yeah.
Pick up the phone.
Yes.
Go to your local store. Stand in the queue in the shop.
Yes.
Stand in the butchery. You're amazed how many people will ask, how are you? Where are you from? What do you do?
Yes.
Especially if you're wearing your patches where people can see them. And they'll say, hey, what's that on the back of your neck?
Not even. They see a strange person walking in, and she doesn't look like any of them, because, I dress very weirdly, okay?
Now, shopping centers and standing in queues are my best pickup center. Hey, listen, here's a good tip for you. If you want to go and mine clients, and especially those who need to work, go to any COJ walk-in center and go and sit there. I take samples with me and I sit and talk, and you eventually have a little gathering around you because you sit and wait for hours.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big thing. On that note, you touched on a subject that's also close to my heart. A lot of people try and do this online, and I respect that. But getting out there is the quickest way to get traction. Going to markets or health expos or healing events, there's all sorts of things happening, or just going to the store and being aware of what's going on. You might see somebody limping and you could reach out to them. And I mean, again, that's how Sandy Ashfield came into our business. Nobody knew her. She was limping. Somebody patched her, and look at how she's running. And that wouldn't have happened if that lady didn't go out that day. A lot of people are so used to trying to just connect with people on WhatsApp that, there's a lot of people out and about every day, and just getting out of your house is also a big thing. Go see what events are happening in your area. I mean, there's so much that you can do. And especially in Gauteng, there's a lot going on every weekend. So I think that's also very important. I wonder who else can also share something there. Lindy, you've been very quiet there, my friend. I know you just got started, but you also understand the communication part of this. Is there something that you could add there? I know I'm just pressing on your button there. I'm not sure if you are actually available. It would have been nice to have Clint also mention something, because I know it's got a lot of... Hi, Lindy. How are you, my friend?
Fine, and yourself?
I'm fantastic. How's the day been?
It's actually been very fruitful, to be honest with you.
Nice.
So I've been doing what we all fear. At the last Belief Convention, they showed these phones that is absolutely inflated. Well, let me tell you, some days it feels like Jaws is going to come through that phone. And I've actually started focusing on a specific group of people. And I must be honest with you, I've had 4 phone calls and I've had a 3 out of 4 success rate. Wow. So I just want to work more on it. And I've just basically taken a bit from the other leaders and their training,
Yes.
the simple word.
It looks like we lost you there for a second there, Lindy. I see my internet's also not 100%. I hope you guys can hear us there. You can maybe...
They're all looking to enhance their product line. And then inevitably, if they get to that stage where they start with a recurring income, then obviously they'll do our business full time. But it's baby steps,
Yes.
So yeah, basically change, just own. And yeah, I also must be honest with you. The whole Facebook thing. I actually don't do Facebook whatsoever.
Yeah.
I go and source the internet for specific type of businesses I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And then just pick up the phone and start dialing.
Yeah.
And then just stay authentic. That is very important.
Yeah.
Very important. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the underlying thing that we've been sharing here. If you're authentic, people are going to respond to you. And, Lindy, you've got such an incredible story with your mom. And you get so, if people don't get excited after hearing that, I don't know what will excite them. So, yeah, I absolutely love that. And, yeah, well done. I'm great. You've had a great day there. And that's what it's about. Guys, you don't have to do life wave all day long. If we can just every day do something, make contact with a couple of our friends, really connect with them, being sincere, hearing where they are, at some point, we can go in and say, wow, they might share with you that their partner is in pain because they hurt themselves. And you can be like, oh my goodness, it's not a coincidence that I then phoned you. And that for me is very, very important. Paulie, I'd love you to also share something there, buddy. Let me see if I can unmute you there. There we go, bud. Are you unmuted?
Yes, I'm unmuted. Hi, everyone. Wilson, I just really want to acknowledge and thank you for what you said, because on a daily basis, I'm getting like hundreds and hundreds of messages on Telegram where people just say hi. That's all they say. They don't say, okay, Paul, we saw you on XYZ platform and this and that and this and that, and we would like to see if you're interested in this or how are you going and stuff like that. So I just want to say that is one thing that has been irking me for quite a long time, is that people don't know how to communicate even when they are using social media, which is where I am at the moment, because like I explained to you yesterday, I don't go out much, and at the moment, that's just my situation. But I do believe you can still do it online if you are able to do it in the correct way, which you have all been putting out today. By connecting with people and using timing. I'm going to say this straight, and I hope everyone will acknowledge my opinion. The X39 or the LifeWave products sell themselves. They sell themselves. I don't even think it's a case of having to tell people how they work and what, because it just sells itself. When people see what it does, it sells itself. I just have that opinion.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
There's also another saying that says people don't buy products, they buy people, as you said. So when you want to do business with someone or get them into your business, it's you and that person's connection that will determine whether you and that person will work together and then be a successful team. So if we want to build and help other people, we need to connect with them in a personal way, as you have all been saying, and be that person that, as you also said, timing. So if you find something that you can connect with, or that there's a testimony that you have that relates to something they're going through, that's even going to strengthen it even more. And I believe if you know how to do those things, use the timing, the product will sell itself. But if you can just use the product as the vehicle to be able to help that person, you will also then in turn help yourself, because that person will then run with the business as you're expecting them to run, once they also understand what it can do for them because of your testimony that related to their situation. And when they realize what it's done for you and they have that connection with you, I believe, as you said, they will just take it and run with it. And then that is what we want as business partners, is those people that will do what we know has been done for us through the X39 patches.
No, you touch on something very important there, Paul. Absolutely love it. The connection part, I can't elaborate it more. People buy products from people they know, like, and trust. And if they don't trust you and they don't like you, you can have the best product in the world and they're not going to order it. And
yeah, that was basically what I was saying.
It's
like and trust. Yeah.
It's the most important thing. And how do you get somebody to like you? It's a basic communication skill. Ask them questions, show interest, get them to talk. That is really, really important. If you hear your voice, you're losing. You're talking yourself out of business. You must hear the other person's voice. And you do that by asking questions, asking them to elaborate, listening intently. And I think that is also very, very important. Because
Wilson,
we have so much to share, we can overdo it very, very quickly. Like I had with my mate when I explained to him what we were doing. It was like, it sounds so exciting, but it sounds like you're selling me. And I immediately knew right there I went too far. So no, I absolutely love that.
Well, Wilson, can I just add something there? When you were talking about, listening, remember we have one mouth but two ears.
Yeah.
So that means we need to listen twice as much as what we speak. In this business, as we have all been saying, I love all the ladies' input so far. I haven't heard any guys. I don't know if there was a guy that spoke before I came on, but anyway, it's about listening to the people and finding out, as I think Desiree pointed it out just now, if you can connect with that person on something that they have spoken to you about, then that's where you can open the door to talk about something. So I love that point as well. Listen more to understand where you then can connect with that person. So I think with us all just wanting to, as you say, sell the business rather than connect with the business and help people, we must change the sell to the service part. So we must just change the last. It starts with SE, but it just needs to change the LL to the part. Yeah.
This is the most important thing, guys. This product is the biggest breakthrough in the history of the health and wellness game. And it's a gift we're giving to people. And it's the biggest gift that ever landed on my table. How it's changed the direction of my life is absolutely humbling. And that is my mentality when I speak to people. This is not something that I'm trying to sell. It's the weirdest thing, especially when you're speaking to friends and family. People don't like it if you're making money from them. I don't know what's up with that, to be quite honest, but that's the norm, especially with friends and family. If you come across like you're selling something, in the back of the head, they're thinking, how much is he going to make from me? And for some reason, people don't like that. Me personally, I think of it the other way around. I like supporting my friends if what they have to offer is worth my time. And if they benefit from it, great. Just as long as it helps me. And that's how I look at it. So no, absolutely love that. Love that, love that. So guys, these training sessions aren't always going to be an hour. I want to try and keep it short and sweet. Is there anybody else that would like to ask a question on communication, or just make a comment, something you've learned in the process? Anyone's welcome to unmute themselves. Clint, finally, I was hoping you can unmute yourself there, buddy.
Yeah, I think I'm in a section of my walk that's not too loud, so hopefully the background noise isn't that bad. Just a comment and then a couple of notes. First, listen. I like the comment about two ears in one mouth. Ask questions and shut the hell up. I know, Wilson, you did it. I know I do it, where we're like a kid on the first day of school that comes home and tells mommy everything that happens, and he just spews all over mommy, which is great. He's excited. We can't do the same thing. Okay. So again, ask a question and shut the hell up. And listen, truly listen. The other thing that I want to mention is one of the things that you can do to make sure it's even more comfortable when you're talking to someone is when you get to the point that you want to send them something, you can say, this may or may not be for you. And it
Nice.
takes the sales angle, and that's from Robert Wilson, you know, part of the Three Allies. And it just is so powerful. It just takes the stress out of it. It may or may not be for you.
Yeah.
You know, and a person's response oftentimes will be, well, maybe it will be. Send it to me. You know, the other thing I would suggest is micro commitments. In other words, get them to get used to saying yes on tiny things that are no brainers. And I
Nice.
try and get people to agree to watch at a time certain. You know, hey, Clint, that sounds great. I've got arthritis. I've got diabetes. Will this help me? I think it may be able to. Okay. I can send you a little link to a video. If I send it now, will you watch it now?
Love.
Okay. No, dang, I'm just running out the door to get the kids from school. You know, I'll watch it when I get back. Great. Text me when you get back and you're in a quiet place and I'll send it, because this is too important to not really grasp. And again, micro commitments. Does that make sense?
I absolutely love that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad that you could have actually given some input on your walk there. I know you out for a walk.
Good stuff. Thanks, everybody.
Ah, incredible. Lindy, I see you unmuted yourself there, my friend.
Yes, I just wanted to add something to it, and I want to applaud you, because this is probably the most difficult thing to train someone, is to how to effectively communicate.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say just one thing about this is that you can try and train people as much as you like, but when you're in front of that person, you feel them. It must come from the heart. So everybody's going to be different. You know, you can take a bit from this leader and take a bit from that leader. But at the end of the day, when you're in front of that person, it becomes a completely different conversation.
Yeah.
And there is where you just exercise a bit of empathy, exercise compassion. We've got the ears, you know, listen, like they said, twice as hard. And at the end of the day, like you said, don't product.
Yeah.
It does sound very fortunate. By the time and these things that they ask me for,
My friend,
I don't have to ask them.
you're breaking up there. Can you maybe just switch your video off.
Basically,
Maybe.
Yes.
Sorry, you were breaking up there. I just switched your video off. If you can just repeat that again, that'd be awesome. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Wilson, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Sorry, it seems like I've got a bad connection tonight. No, sorry, I don't even know where you lost track of what I was saying. But it just boils down to, I've honestly not had much success of bringing my guys to the Zooms.
Yes.
My magic, because the Zooms that we do for during the week, it's to me, it's not a controlled environment.
Yeah.
And when I do the one-on-ones, whether it's a virtual meeting or where it's actually at the prospect's home or a coffee shop, it is a controlled environment. Yeah. And I want them to ask questions, and and it just gives us that more intimate setting than, because you can't control what the next brand partner is going to say before the Zoom or after the Zoom. So that is just my personal thing. My magic happens away from these public Zooms, when I'm in their vicinity, and we can basically have that intimate moment and just let the conversation flow. And that's all I wanted to say.
I absolutely love that. Yes. I mean, it's far more effective to have that conversation in person. We do the Zooms because I have friends overseas and I can't sit with them face to face. So we'll always do them. But you're absolutely right. My hit rate on a one-on-one is like above 90s. Like if I can sit in front of a person for 20 minutes, they'll get very interested about what I'm doing. And it's important to do that as well. We have a far better hit rate. Hi, Don. I see you unmuted yourself there, buddy.
Hello, buddy, and hi to everyone. I'm compelled to say just a few words, man. I won't switch on my audio. I'm in the windows here. But I wanted to say, and I really appreciate the trainings that you've just started. You know, the engagement, and it's not just from you telling us what to do and how to prosper, but it's about the whole team sharing some important tips. I mean, with the Desiree's point in saying in the past, and I'll be excited. I mean, Clint said it, and I'll be excited to want to explain the whole 45 slides in 10 minutes. And I'll be trying to go on and on and on and on and on and on to a point that you might lose some people.
Yes.
But now, and I've learned a very interesting trick, you know, and I travel a lot. And I would intentionally go into the flight, be the last person to get on and sit. And in most cases, I book a window seat. And when I come into the flight on the aisle and I see two people scattered, I will ask the person in the and in the middle seat, hey, I'm booked on the window seat, but I prefer to sit in the middle. Would you want to take the window seat? In most cases, people say, oh, yes, thank you. And then I just sit, and the first thing, and I say, how are you? I'm so-and-so, and who are you? And in that way, people tend to say, you gave me a seat, therefore I must converse with you. And then I sit quickly. I just I open the presentation, and I go on to the light clip. You know, the clip about phototherapy, whatever. It plays for 2 to 3 minutes, and we haven't been told yet switch off your gadgets and all of that. And both people on the left and right, they'll hear it because I'm doing it intentionally on high volume, and it plays, and they just peep through, and then I switch it off. Then I keep quiet and say, oh, okay, you look good. Are you flying on business or work? And they say, no, I'm flying on business. I'm going back. I say, okay, no, I'm also flying on business. And then I start a conversation. And it helps me not to say too much because some people are tired. It's 6 a.m. in the morning or 6 in the evening. But you don't want to start to block other people on a flight.
Yes.
But just that first intro, how are you? You tend to just be free to say, I'm a business partner for a company called Hivewig. And have you heard of this photo science called photo science or photo therapy? And I take a cut and I say, please go onto this site. It's called info.com and go through. Do you mind if I take your phone number? And 9 out of 10 people are now comfortable in saying, okay, take my number and share more. And you are, and then you are done. You don't say much. But I like the way we interact in this group and share so much. I really appreciate these trainings. Keep it up.
Such a pleasure, my friend. Yes, you touch on something that's very important. I love the fact that you are looking for a way when you're traveling to put yourself in a place where you want to speak to the 3 people in your row. I think that's very, very powerful. You're flying all over the world all the time, and you're sitting next to them. They can't move. And I think that's so powerful. I had the same experience when I flew to George. Such an interesting guy sitting next to me. He's in finance. You could see he does really, really well. And he just flew to Durban to go visit his folks. That flight is only an hour, and we literally spoke for an hour, of which he spoke 50 minutes. And then I spoke 10 minutes, and I got his number, and I immediately sent him information because at the end of it, he told me his dad had a stroke. And I was like, wow, it's not a coincidence that you're sitting next to me because I really think we can help him. And that was just the contact that I met on the flight. So that's a great example of putting yourself in a place where you've got an opportunity to connect with somebody that you don't know. And know something, guys, the people that you don't know are much more likely to buy from you than your friends and family. It's just how it works. It's just how it works. Deja, I see you unmuted yourself there, my friend.
Yes, Wilson, I was cut off, as you know, so sorry about that.
No
Because I
problem.
just wanted to follow through with some of the meetings we had.
Okay.
What I found, now these aren't people I really know, right? So what I found is once they started, I asked questions and they got to know what I was doing. They would then ask for something, to see something. And I found that if I sit there straight away and send them something right there, they can see me doing it, it creates trust
Yes.
right there.
Love that.
So instead of just swapping numbers, I'll put their number into my phone and immediately send them what is phototherapy, or a testimonial that's knees or shoulder or heart,
Yeah.
right? And that really did work. It built up a authenticity, actually, that I'm interested in them.
Yeah.
I'm not just sending them a general thing. The other thing I wanted to just bring to the meeting, that a lot of us have more than one product, Wilson. And you
Yes.
always used to say we're not allowed to talk about other products on our websites, right? Or on our WhatsApp groups. And this weekend, I saw it in action.
Yes.
If you've got one of the other brand partners has got another product and LifeWave's next to it, okay, and the people at the presentation didn't know what they were looking at.
Yeah.
So if we want to make a success of LifeWave, and we do a LifeWave presentation, we must remember to keep it focused on LifeWave, because I think otherwise they can get distracted and not understand the full potential of what that X39 can do for them. Not what it's going to do for me.
So important.
I just thought I'd bring that up because it was absolutely evident this weekend. Well, I was there for nearly a week. So it was absolutely evident. You know, that asked me.
Mind doesn't purchase. And if you present too many things to people, you confuse them. It's actually partly the reason why I stopped talking about all the other products, because I want to be X39 focused like they're doing it overseas. There is a great PDF that I will send people about the other products, but it's the same principle. It's like, I want people to understand the power of X39. Let's focus on that. And being consistent and doing that repetitively, that is what creates the magic. It's literally what creates the magic. It's the efforts that we do consistently over time that compounds, that give us those breakthrough results where people think, oh my goodness, he's an overnight success. And they didn't realize that you've been putting in the work for 6 months or 3 months. So no, thank you so, so much. Absolutely incredible. Guys, anybody else want to share something or ask anything? I'm here. More than welcome to unmute yourself. If not, I'm taking this in for a landing. Thank you for this incredible session. Guys, I see I have issues with my internet, so I'm going to keep my video off. Absolutely love this session. Next week, Carlo's going to have a shortish session just on goal setting. And I want us to do these trainings interactive. This is not just about me. There's incredible people on the call here with a lot more experience than I do. I'm way behind the ears if I look at Desiree and Ingi and people in the trade for decades. But I want us to engage on these chats and just share what's working for us, because my goal is to kick the door open for you quickly. This can change people's lives, and if we tweak it like we are now, it's going to happen a lot quicker for people. Awesome, everybody. Thank you so, so much. You must have a great week further. And yeah, any questions, you can direct it in the groups. And yes, I'll see you guys again soon. Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Wilson. Bye, everyone.
Cheers.
Thanks. Bye.